Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of plant behavior. Yes, plants do respond to their environment, and they do it in some pretty clever ways. Have you ever noticed how sunflowers seem to follow the sun across the sky, or how roots grow downward into the soil, no matter how you plant the seed? These are all examples of tropisms in action. Stick around as we break down different types of tropisms, from phototropism and geotropism to some lesser-known ones like heliotropism and thermotropism. Plants are unable to move from where they germinate from seeds or spores, but are able to move individual parts, such as leaves or stems. These movements are typically much slower than animal movements, because the cellulose cell wall of plant cells prevents the rapid change in cell shape. Plant movements are therefore limited to changes in cell turgor, called nastic responses, or even slower changes due to growth, called tropisms. The intent of this video is to give you the basic information about tropisms. Tropisms are growth responses by parts of plants to abiotic factors such as light intensity, chemicals, gravity, water, and touch. The response is made to place the plant in favorable environmental conditions and remove it from unfavorable environmental conditions. For example, growth towards higher levels of light intensity to maximize photosynthesis. A tropism is growth, either towards or away from an external stimulus. The response is a directional response. Tropic responses are named according to the kind of stimulus that causes the response, as well as the direction of the response. Positive if the growth is towards the stimulus, and negative if the growth is away from the stimulus. The growth of the stem of a flowering plant towards a light source is positive phototropism. This response ensures a plant's leaves have maximum light for photosynthesis. The growth of the young root, or radicle from the germinating seed downwards towards gravity, is positive gravitropism, also known as positive geotropism. This response ensures the root grows into the soil, where it will anchor the plant and allow the plant to obtain water and nutrients from the soil. The growth of the young shoot, or plumule, from the germinating seed upwards against gravity is called negative geotropism, also known as negative gravitropism. This response ensures the shoot grows towards the light, where it will be able to photosynthesize. When the shoot is above the ground, it displays positive phototropism. The growth of roots towards a water source, as evident in weeping willows, is positive hydrotropism. This response ensures roots increase the chances of obtaining water for the plant. Water is needed for photosynthesis, transport, turgor pressure, and many essential cell processes. In angiosperms, or flowering plants, pollen from the anther lands on the stigma of the flower during pollination. The pollen develops a pollen tube, which contains the male gamete. The pollen tube grows internally, down the stigma towards the ovary, which contains the ovule that holds the female gamete. This growth is guided by chemicals released by the ovary. This is an example of positive chemotropism. This response ensures that male gametes reach female gametes, so fertilization can occur. The growth of stems of climbing plants, such as lianas, or their tendrils, towards or around a host plant, is an example of positive thigmotropism. This response ensures the liana can find and then grow up a support plant. This increases the liana's chance of obtaining maximum light for photosynthesis. Heliotropism is a type of tropism, a directional growth or movement response, in which plant parts, especially flowers or leaves, move in response to the direction of the sun. It can be diurnal, meaning occurring daily, or seasonal. In diurnal heliotropism, plants track the movement of the sun across the sky from east to west during the day, a behavior often referred to as solar tracking. Thermotropism, also known as thermotropic movement, is the growth or movement of an organism, or part of it, in response to temperature changes in the environment. A well-known example is the rhododendron, whose leaves curl and droop in response to cold temperatures. This response is believed to be protective. By curling, the leaves reduces surface area exposed to freezing air, which minimizes frost damage and water loss due to transpiration. Thanks for watching this video. I will see you soon with another science video. Until then, happy learning.